And that's how this ends up being 4x plus 6 equals 18. So yeah, you're multiplying both sides, but you're now distributing the 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're going to go with distributive property if that's the only one that you're allowed to use. All right, so now from here, from C to D, like what's the difference between the two lines? Like what do you notice is not, like, is there or isn't there from one line to the next?
It's subtracting 6.
And you just said what the answer is for the reason. It's the subtraction property of equality. Now in part E, letter E here, they're asking you to reduce the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12, obviously. I'm not sure why it's substitution. It's really kind of interesting, but anyway. So that you might want to check C. C might be substitution, because to me that's more of a simplify step. But now in part F, if you're dividing the 4x by 4, you're going to divide the 12 by 4. So you have to actually show that 12 divided by 4. And then G is the final step. G is just doing the division. So it ends up being x equals 3. So now that I look at this, for some reason, you're using really, I think C, this C up here is probably substitution, the way your teacher's doing it, or this worksheet is doing it, because they're really using that as like a simplify step. Any questions on that?
No.
So in some ways, like doing the algebra side is almost like that you're used to doing the algebra side, so you can almost do that on your own. It's coming up with the reason that sometimes is complicated, but you know enough to say, well, it's whatever you're doing on the left side.
You said it was something about PEMDAS and SADMEP. I think that was.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's just order of operations.
Okay.
That's if you're simplifying. When you're solving, you go the other direction. I've actually never heard anybody say SADMEP. So the teacher's kind of creative, I guess. But when you're solving here, you end up going the other direction. But the reason for A is the same reason as the previous one. A is always the given. All right. So for part B, I want you to look at between A and B and figure out, well, what's different about them? What is going on that's different between A and B?
They're subtracting X.
Yes. And so we can say the subtraction property, because that's what you're doing. You're subtracting.
Okay.
Okay, now to go from C to D, they're telling you it's subtraction. So what is it that you think you might subtract to solve for X?
8.
You're going to subtract 8 from both sides. Yeah. Now I'm just showing that. You don't want to necessarily, you actually have to show that in the next line, but that's how we're used to showing it. So you'd end up showing it this way: 3x plus 8 minus 8 equals 2 minus 8.
Hold on. Can you give me a second? I have to
Sure.
give
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
thing.
Take a few minutes. Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm back.
Awesome. Okay. So just let me know when you get this step D down. Like, it's really weird to like write it this way in line, but that's what they want. They want you to show the subtraction next to the number you're subtracting. So just let me know when you get that down, and we'll talk about E.
Okay.
All right, now to go to D, D is, it says substitution. Think of it as a simplify step. It's writing the result of the subtraction. Can you tell me what that would be?
3x equals -6.
Yes, perfect. And see how they almost show it to you in the next line. If you're ever stuck, you can just look ahead
Oh
and be like, oh
yeah,
yeah. And that might help you to figure out, okay, that's the answer.
this is actually kind of easy.
I like hearing that. All right, so now letter F, you have to sort of say out loud, well, what are they doing to go from E to F? What is this thing on the bottom here? And put that.
Dividing.
Yeah, so division property. Some teachers are really emphasize you putting the right words down there.
So would it be 2 or -2?
So X equals -2 is your final
Okay.
answer, because the negative divided by positive is negative.
Okay. But if it's a positive divided by a negative.
Okay, so both of these, a positive divided by negative and a negative divided by a positive, they are both negative.
Okay. And then if it's, yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, that is it for that one. So let's go to your choice, I guess. Page, yeah, we should go to the one where it says solve each equation, writing a step, because that is essentially what we've been doing. And
Mhm.
these will sort of, you'll say these aren't that difficult, I hope, but after the first one or first two. So you always have to write out it again. I mean, I almost wish you could just write given up here, you might ask, but usually they want you to write out that it's given down here.
The next one's subtraction.
Yes, but be clear here. What are you going to subtract? And that The answer can vary depending on how you like to solve this.
32,
So I'm
or is
so
it the 12?
I would generally, yeah, let me write it out here and you can see it. You want to get you really want to get the X on the same side.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the subtraction. And then your book's been calling it substitution, so we'll just continue to use that. It's really a simplify step. Minus 8x equals 32.
And it's divide.
Yeah, and you actually have to show it. You have to show negative 8x divided by negative 8, 32 divided by negative 8. You can't just show the result. The result comes in the next line. So this is division. And then now you can write the final answer, x equals -4, substitution.
Okay.
So just before we move to 2, just some general guidance on solving. You generally do the following. These are general rules, is you move from the smaller to the larger. And you generally move the variables left. Variables left, and then the numbers right. Okay, so these are just some things to think about as we look at the next couple of problems here. So kind of applies to this one. We've got variables on both sides of the equation. So after you write the given, you do want to move the variable. So what will you subtract from both sides here?
Um. mm, oh, the 8.
8x, yeah, you really want to move the smaller one to the larger one. So it looks like this: 28 plus 12x minus 8x in line equals 8x minus 8x minus 4. And I think just writing it is the oddest part because we're used to writing it below the equation, but they want it in line.
Mm-hmm.
So subtraction. So then you actually have to do the subtraction, which would be 28 plus 4x equals -4.
We subtract the 28.
Yes. So you have to write 28 minus 28 plus 4x, -4 minus 28. Good. That's substitution.
Six is division.
That's right. Very good. So you're going to actually show it. You can't just do the division, even if you know the answer. And then the last step is to actually write the answer. It's sort of awkward if we existed in a world where we had to like say what we were going to do and then show what we were going to do but the result, but it's that's what they want here. You know, they're just so. All right, let's go to number, is the goal to get through all of these?
Most of them.
Okay, can we go to 5 next, because it's different than the ones we've done.
Okay.
We can always go back if we have time, but I want to make sure we get to the ones that are different. 3 and 4 are just like the ones we just did. Okay, so 5 is different. It's got this -3, and you you have to do something different, but you still start out with the given. Okay, so the next step here is to actually distribute. And what I'm not sure of is if we can just write the result, but I think you actually have to show the distribute. You have to show the -3 multiplying the x and the -3 multiplying the 2. And this is the distributive property. So the next step is to actually, it's what we would normally like write, but here they don't want you to show too many steps at one time. And so this one is called a substitution. And from here, you have a couple of choices how you solve it. You can undo the -3x by adding 3x, or you can undo the -x by adding x. There's not a wrong answer. It's just up to you. Which way do you see it?
Minus.
So you want to get rid of the -x. So we would show that by adding positive x to both sides. You can see there you're adding. So it's the addition property. And then 5, what would 5 be? What's the result of going from 4 to 5?
Oh, subtract.
Well, you have to actually do the addition or subtraction, depending on how you see it. Like you have to combine
Yeah.
-3x and x, and it's that they just call it substitute. I like simplify, but
Okay, subtract the x's.
yes. So what is the result of -3x plus x?
Um, 4x.
It's just the numbers, like -3 plus 1, -2x,
Yeah.
and on the right they cancel. So you're left with this here.
Oh, add the
No,
6.
yes, and you have to show that in this kind of odd way, +6, 16 +6, and it's the addition property. So it's -2x equals 22. That's the substitute simplify step. This one's got a couple more steps to finish. What's the last step here, or second to last step to solve this?
Divide -2 by 27.
Yeah, and you have to show it on both sides.
What is it? 11.
-11,
-11.
and it's the substitute step. All right, very good. 6, we'll do 6 next, if that's okay.
Mhm.
All right, so this one is very similar. The first step is the given. Just to rewrite what's there. So what do you see as the first thing to do here? Similar to the last one.
Distribute.
Yes. Now this one's a little awkward because you're actually distributing the -2. So you write it this way, plus -2 times 9. And then you've got an issue with signs here, but I'll just do it this way. Minus -2 times 8x equals 12. And you want to say distribute or distributive, our fun English language.
-18.
Yes, so this is minus x minus 18 plus 16x equals 12. And this is I really hate to write, we keep writing it wrong, but substitute. What do you do from here? What's the next thing?
Subtract or add the x.
So the variables are actually on the same side. That's why I was asking if you, because
Oh,
so you actually just combine them. It's actually just another substitute step. It's minus 18 plus 15x equals 12. If you can combine stuff on the same side, go ahead and do that.
Number 5, you subtract or you add
Yes, add
18.
exactly. Yeah, add 18. And see if you can get away with in class, like if you can write add, subtract, multiply, or even just one letter. If you can get away with using less, it will. Yeah, these get kind of long.
Mm-hmm.
15x equals 30. That's the substitution.
X equals 2.
Yep, that's true, but that's down here. We got to divide first.
Oh yeah, divide.
You have to show the division too.
Sorry, I got confused. I wrote it down wrong.
Take,
Six.
yeah. Anything I can answer, you just need to get caught up on where we're at.
Just caught up.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it down?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so number 7. This one is distributive on both the left and the right, but before you can do that, you have to write it down. You have to provide the given. So we're going to distribute both. So it's 6 times x minus 6 times 6 equals x times 16 minus x times 7. I think it's kind of awkward, but it is necessary to do it this way.
Um,
So what does the next step look like? The next line, I guess.
it's the substitution.
Yeah, exactly. And then what do you write on the left-hand side?
6x
That's right.
minus 12.
36, you're multiplying.
Oh, 36. I forgot.
Yep.
Equals what is that, 15?
16 times
Oh,
x
16 times x equals 7x
minus
or
7x.
minus
Yeah.
7x.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's actually a few different ways to do this problem. Like we could have combined what was inside first, 16 minus 7, but we're going to do it next. So it's okay. So we're going to do another substitute step here, which is to actually do the subtraction. So it's going to be 9x on the right.
Mm. You're gonna subtract 36.
I would actually recommend moving the 6x this time. I know it's
Oh,
different because then you get them on the same side. So since it's positive, you're going to subtract 6x. It's going to look like this: 6x minus 6x minus 36 equals 9x minus 6x.
mm.
What's the next line look like?
6 is div. Oh, this the sub.
Yes. And what do you
Okay.
write on the left side?
36 equals
Ne
3x.
negative 36.
Oh, negative 36.
That operator always goes with the number to the right.
Okay. Mm, Division.
Yes. Now we actually have to divide. You have to show it though. You can't show the result. And then the last step is,
Negative 12 equals x.
yeah, you can reorder it if you want.
Mm,
Okay, so let's move on to the next one here, number 8. Last one here. Actually, this one's pretty short relative to the others. Okay, here we go. We'll write it down as a given. 1 over 4x plus 10 equals 2. That's given. Let you kind of look at this and decide what you want, what you think should be the next step.
Subtract 10.
Subtract 10. Okay, that works. There's a lot of ways to get to the right answer. So the next line will be the simplify step. Move that 1/4 over. substitution step. Okay, what do you see here?
Multiply.
What will you multiply both sides by? That is correct, but what would you multiply by?
4.
Okay, 4 times 1/4 x equals 4 times -8.
To 33.
So x equals -32.
Oh, 32.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some time to go back and do 3 and 4, or we can go on to the next page and look at 6 and 7, or maybe 7, or just 6.
7.
7, sure. Let's look at that. Sometimes these look more complicated than they actually are. Just because everything's hard until you've done it once, or everything's impossible until you've done it. So again, it's an S and R thing again. So you're gonna break this up. You start with the given. The given is PQ is congruent to QS. So on the picture, that means that PQ is the same as QS. Right? And that's given. Yay. We can also put the other given in, which is that QS is congruent to ST. Now I'm going to use a different way of showing that, but QS is congruent to ST. All right, and again, that's given. So we're trying to prove that PQ is equal to ST. We can start by saying that it really comes from the picture. Since PQ is congruent to QS and QS is congruent to ST, that means that PQ and ST are congruent. And that comes from the idea that if A equals B and B equals C, then A must equal C. Do you remember which one that is in your algebraic proofs? What reasoning that is? It's on the first page, the study guide and intervention.
I'm trying to see. BC.
So this is the transitive property.
Oh, okay.
If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. So that allows you to say that PQ is congruent to ST. Okay. Okay, now we're not done here, because the last line here, PQ equal to ST, is different than the line segment PQ congruent to ST. And it's kind of a frustrating thing. You literally are saying that because they're congruent, they have the same length. And that it's like a definition of congruence. because you need something, you need some reason, but it basically is like same object, same length. Like if you've ever gotten a box of, anything out that's got a bunch of the same things in it, you don't have to measure each one to know that they're the same. Like pencils, like every new pencil is the same length inside the box.
Okay. Oh,
All right. So that probably will do it. That is it for this proof. That'll probably do it for us for today.